Good morning or good afternoon. This is Nicholas, and I'm the co-founder here at Leaf 360. And in today's video, we have a special announcement. We are finally launching our very own CRM. This is something that we've been working on for a long time. This is something that we always like to say was made by mortgage brokers for mortgage brokers. We come from a long line of mortgage brokers. We've been in the industry for a long time, and this is a solution that we felt was desperately needed. And we're really excited to, show you today. So without further ado, go ahead and watch the video. And by the end of this call, hopefully you'll be signing up for our waitlist to get early access. So let's get right into it. First and foremost, obviously, what you're looking at is our very own proprietary system. This is something that we've been working very hard on building. And I just want to take you through some of the few key features. Now, you may notice when you do get early access that it may look very different. And that's because we're constantly innovating, right? But nonetheless, let's get right into it. So first and foremost, within our Loan Officer CRM, you have your dashboard. So ideally, when you open up the CRM, whether you are a team leader or even an individual loan officer, maybe a loan partner processor, et cetera, you're going to have a dashboard, just a quick overview to see pretty much where all of your client base is at. Now, for our team leaders out there, obviously, you'll be able to manage it based on company-wide, team-wide, and individuals as well. But going through this, obviously, we have certain metrics up here that are going to be customizable for you. So you can see the most important things that you want to see at a quick glance when you start your day. You'll have access to your pipeline funnel. And we even have an AI coach that's built in that pretty much tells you, hey, this is what you should be doing. These are some things that are potentially risky. And then here's some opportunities that you have as well, just based on the information that we're reading from your pipelines. Over here in the pipeline funnel, very similar to a lot of even loan origination systems out there. You can actually see exactly where your clients are at in the process, but this is for every stage, which is really cool. Over here, we have your forecasts and your goals just based on performance tracking and projections. This is something that you'll custom set up based on what you're looking to do, and it will essentially help guide you and tell you, hey, you're in line or you're not in line. Over here, we have your top referral partners, so you can quickly at a glance see where are your top clients coming in from. Obviously you can see past client referrals, Jane Smith Realty, etc. Sometimes realtor partners are our best referral partners, and other times it could be self-sourced. So we just track that information and put it right here at a quick glance. And then we also have our action center over here at the very bottom, which once again, very similar to the AI coach, is just going to give you some very important pending items that you need to take care of. So overall, this is your dashboard in a view at a quick glance. This is going to be fully customizable. So you can pretty much put anything that you want in here. We'll help you customize it, obviously, but nonetheless, this is it right here. Now, let's move over to the left side where we have our sales and our loan pipeline. Now, obviously, as a loan officer, you want a system that not only integrates with your LOS, but that you can also track every single lead, every single business partner, every single loan. And that's what Leaf 360 does. If we go to our sales pipeline is really built out right now for every single one of your pre-application clients. So for example, within my sales pipeline, I have my different sub-stages, and I can even have different essentially sub-pipelines within it. So if I wanted to, within my sales pipeline, I could have a complete pipeline dedicated to just my hot leads, for example. Dedicated to my leads that have been contacted, dedicated to my warm leads. And I can have all sorts of different stages for those as well. But this one right here is just a general pipeline. Now, obviously, as you can see, we have these different focus views, and there's also a Kanban view. So you can actually switch between the list view and the Kanban view. So for those of you that like to drag and drop, you obviously have that option, and it's going to move the client stage. Every single one of these columns are going to be completely customizable. And you also have quick action, so you can quickly call, text, email, send out, any kind of automation that you'd like from here at a quick glance without actually having to open up the client's profile. So that's also a huge feature that was really important for us, just to allow you to work a little bit faster as well. Now, as you can imagine, as your pipeline starts to fill up, you're going to have a whole lot more clients coming in and out of these lists, obviously, with all sorts of automations, which we're going to talk about in a little bit. So obviously, this is our sales pipeline. Now let's talk about our loan pipeline. Very similar aspect. It's the exact same pretty much. The loan pipeline, assuming that you are using a loan origination system, which as a loan officer, you kind of have to be, this will integrate directly with your LOS. So for those of you that are using Arive, LendingPad, Encompass, etc., this will be fully customized for your specific loan origination system, meaning your loan pipeline, the stages will match that of your LOS. And then you can obviously add in your own custom stages as well. But the idea is that with these stages matching your LOS, as your clients are moving throughout the loan process within Arive, within LendingPad, Encompass, etc., they're also moving within here automatically. That way, you don't have to do any kind of double update, any kind of double sync, obviously. And then you can also manage nurturing your clients a lot more efficiently. Maybe you're not updating your clients in your LOS, but maybe your processor is. Nonetheless, those updates will push you live over into the CRM. So now you can begin to work your clients as well. Now, moving on from the client pipelines, let's talk about our business contacts. I think a lot of times with most CRMs that we sign up with, we kind of try to manage everybody in one place. And we said, we're not going to do that. We want to give you guys an entire different subset of pipelines just for your business contacts as well. So if you can imagine over here, right now we have multiple pipelines depending on the business partner type. So for example, if I were to click on, add contact, I can choose what type of contact that is. And then based on the contact type, when I'm creating a business contact, that would push them over into one of my specific business contact pipelines. So let's talk about our real estate agent pipeline, because I think this is going to be one that's most popular for everybody. You have an overarching real estate agent pipeline, but within that, you can have different sub pipelines. So for example, if you wanted to, you could have a real estate pipeline. And then within that, you could have a prospect pipeline, which would be very similar to this, contacted, meeting scheduled. And then you could have an active partner pipeline, which would be your active partners, your top partners, your high performers. And then you could have an inactive pipeline or a not interested pipeline. And then this is just for agents that maybe you're no longer working with. Maybe they just didn't want to work with you. And you can have your own subset of stages for that. But the whole idea is that now we're going to treat getting business from our referral partners and our agents just like they're a client, right? There's no reason to treat anybody any differently. We want to give the same level 5-star service. And I can't recruit agents. I can't follow up with agents if I'm not doing a good job at tracking where they're at in the process with me, right? I can't do a good job of nurturing my agents if they're not sitting in my CRM. So that's why the business partner pipeline is really important for us. And if I were to open up the agent's profile, as you can see, we obviously have a lot of the details over here on the left side. So obviously we could track our notes. We could track emails that we send to the agent or emails that they send to us. We fully integrate with your inbox, whether it's Google, Microsoft, etc. So that way, any emails that you're sending out back and forth between you and the agent, you and the client, that will show up in the timeline over here. Calls, obviously, any calls that are made within the system will automatically be logged. If you're making calls from your phone and you just want to manually log it, you can come in here, put your call notes, and then you can log the call. And then it's just that simple. It'll show up in the call activities, any tasks that you have, meetings, and then one of my favorite things, referrals. You can actually add a lead directly to the agent's profile that will automatically sync that lead with the agent. So as the client is receiving automated emails, milestones, and updates, our system will automatically CC that agent on those conversations as well. Now you can customize this because I know some people may not want to CC the agent on every single email, which I understand. So that's fully customizable. But by adding a lead directly into here, that allows you to automatically sync the client with the agent without having to do any extra steps. On the right side over here, we can see our performance metrics, which is really cool. So the more leads you have, the more closed loans, volume, etc. That's going to compile information that our system, our AI, is going to pick up on. It's going to read the closed volume, your conversion rate, which is super important, the average loan amounts that you're doing, loans that are being created, pre-qualifications. And obviously, these metrics are also customizable, so we can add or remove as well. But this is going to be really important because when we're working with business partners, we want to gauge what does that relationship actually look like. How efficient is a relationship? Am I spending 10,000 hours talking to this person, and are the amount of loans that we're closed making sense based on how much we're talking, right? You don't want to spend 10,000 hours talking with an agent and you close 0 deals, right? Or your conversion rate is like a 2%. So this is an amazing performance metric just so you can really see how well you're working with these agents. Once again, we have business pipe for pretty much any type of business partner that you can imagine. Now, this is our partner performance page, which is one of my favorites. And this is actually going to receive this is fully customizable as well. So you can really customize this however you want. but you'll be able to see your active partners, how many referrals you have in total, closed loans, volume, your conversion funnel, your top referrers based on volume, leads. There's so many metrics that we can put into here. It's insane. You can see performance by partner type, performance trends, etc. So this is really a dedicated page for your business partners to track your really just track your reporting with that, the conversion rate, the metrics, the volume, etc. So there's going to be I think it's going to be one of the favorite pages for a lot of loan officers out there, because I think a lot of us, as loan officers, are getting a ton of business from agents, or we're working with agents a lot. So this is going to be a huge thing, obviously. Moving on, if we go into our lender marketplace over here, this is just an amazing tool right here where you can essentially add the lenders that you work with. And we have a global AI search that allows you to ask questions. Now, for example, if I were to put this in here, it's not going to recognize anything because I have no lenders within the system. But assuming that you have lenders within the system that you are connected with, you upload their guidelines, and you're essentially, if you're working with any kind of lender, it will automatically read the guidelines, and you can ask any type of question, whether it is our global AI search, which will search across all your lenders, or you can add a specific lender and you can ask the specific AI chatbot for that lender just to say, hey, I'm working with this lender and I have a client that has a 680 credit score. They're looking to do a DSCR, 75% LTV. Can I do this with them? And it'll pretty much read the guidelines and tell you, hey, this is possible. This is what you're looking at, etc. So this is a great tool for those of you that are working with a ton of lenders. If you're a team leader, I'm sure a lot of you guys can relate to having a loan that you need priced out and you're trying to send an email out to every single person. You're trying to send an email out to multiple lenders saying, hey, can you get this done? What does your pricing look like, etc. Especially it gets overwhelming. So this is going to be a great solution for that. Over here, I want to talk a little bit about our workflows. Now, workflows is something that's obviously super important to us. The workflows is really where everything is going to happen. What are the workflows? Now, the workflows is really where you're going to be able to manage all of the automations for your clients. So you'll be able to see pretty much any of the templates over here that you have created that are used to nurture your clients, follow up with them, etc. And I just want to show you guys an example of a new lead welcome sequence that we've created. So at a quick glance, you can kind of see the workflow steps over here. It has how many triggers there are, actions, conditions, delays. So you can just see at a quick glance, okay, what does this consist of? But let's actually log in and look at it. So over here, I can actually open this up. And then once I'm in here, I'm just going to close these down. I can actually see all of these steps. So when a new lead is created, or even possibly a new loan, check the loan purpose. So it's a new lead. What are they looking to do? Is it a purchase, refi, cash out, etc.? And then depending on what they're looking to do, when I add that lead into the system, because as you can see over here, if I click new lead, there's going to be a ton of questions, which we can cut down on, but it's going to ask you, what are they looking to do essentially, right? And depending on what the loan purpose is, I can have a specific email that goes out. But regardless, that can all branch into a quick delay that also sends a follow-up SMS, which is huge. I mean, the ability to add a lead, have an email go out, wait a little bit, or maybe not wait a bit at all, and then just have an SMS going out saying, hey, this is Nicholas, and I got your information from so-and-so, blah, 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 or hey, this is Nicholas, would love to connect. When's a good time I can reach out to you? And then it'll create a follow-up task, wait a day. The system will check to see if they responded, and then from there, it's going to do an action as well. So if they put no, it'll add a tag. If they put yes, it's going to send a follow-up email, etc. So it's just a really robust marketing system that we've built over here that is fully customizable. You have all sorts of different actions. You could send emails, SMS. We have an auto dial, which will actually automatically dial you as a loan officer and then connect you with the client. You can create notes, add tags, add and remove team members, assign different leads to different people. Let me move my camera here. You could start and stop other specific workflows. And we even have AI agents as well that we're going to be launching that will review applications, handle inbound and outbound calls and messages for you. So as the system learns how you speak, how you communicate, how you work, that AI agent is only going to become more and more robust. You'll be able to upload your own documentation to tell basically the AI, hey, this is how I communicate with my clients. These are files that I think you should know and you should have access to so you can understand what I do. There's all sorts of delays. And then also, as far as workflows go, we also connect to literally hundreds of different systems. This is just a small snippet. We can connect to tons of different CRMs, a lot of third-party systems out there, obviously. So we can integrate with a ton of different systems that you otherwise use. If you're using, for example, if you're using any lead sources like Lending Tree, MRC, anything like that, we can connect to those, obviously. Zoom, Calendly. If you're using a different CRM for different purposes, we can connect to that. You name it, as long as there's any kind of webhook or API possible, we can connect to it. And we can make automations happen with that, which is obviously really cool. As far as managing your team goes, obviously, if I were to go into here, you can create essentially a team. So you can have teams within teams, which is really cool. So as a team owner, you can create sub teams. So that way you can give certain teams access to certain pipelines, for example. So, if I'm a team owner and I have a team of LOAs, maybe I don't want them to see everything, or maybe I do want them to see everything. It really all depends on what you're looking to do. But you can limit and expand the access for every single team or even individuals as well. Now, communications. Now, this is also really huge for us. So we're at launch, we're going to have a full-blown dialer, which I would love to show you. This is actually not what the inbox will look like. There's going to be a different view. But within our dialer, this is our call management. So you can manage your different campaigns, different scripts that you've created for your team. We have AI insights that are pretty much just going to analyze your call performance and the opportunities that you have available. And then also we have our analytics as well when it comes to calls. So, optimal call times, goals, call quality breakdown. You have all this information available at a quick glance. We have our AI outbound, which is essentially you can create a campaign and then you can configure a voice agent that is going to essentially mimic you, and you can have it call certain contact types or specific lists or campaigns, and you just launch it and it'll start reaching out. So it's an outbound agent. So essentially a VA that will get you in touch with clients, which is really cool, right? All of your call recordings will be available. So you can go over here, you can listen to the call recording, you can read the transcription, you can see the AI insights. It's going to tell you about what went well, action items, improvements, for example. And if you don't have the client existing in the system, you can link that call to a lead or even a loan opportunity. So that way, once again, only really if they're not already in the system. Huge, huge feature. And moving on from the calling, we have our email campaigns. Very similar. You have your campaigns over here. You could see the status of them, what type of campaign it was, the recipients. You can see the performance of the campaign, which is really huge, obviously. You can see the schedule. So if it was going to be scheduled out in the future, if you just sent it out immediately. So this is really going to concern a lot of your batch emails that you're sending out. Over here, you can see the emails that you sent this week, your top performers, what needs attention, recent campaigns once again. You can see a lot of metrics over here. You can create new campaigns over here. This is not the final view, but nonetheless, that will be where you create your campaigns. You have access to existing templates that you can reuse. So maybe you have a campaign that you want to send out, but you also want to reuse it. That's what that's there for. So many times we send out campaigns like, man, I don't want to have to retype it up. Just create the template right there and you can do it again. Or you can even import existing templates, HTML, plain text. You have your analytics, very similar to the calling, right? It's all falling in line with the same thing really on that communication aspect, but it's going to break down your top campaigns. So, if you notice a campaign is doing really well, spam it. I'm joking. Don't spam it, but send it out. Seriously, keep sending it out. Don't hesitate, right? A lot of people overthink email marketing. A lot of people overthink these things. We want to make it easy for you guys. We want to make it very easy for you to send out what is actually going to convert. And then lastly, obviously, we also have our SMS campaigns. Very similar as well, guys. You're going to have your campaigns, your little different templates, your analytics to track delivery rate, response rate, etc. Depending on the lead source as well, you'll be able to see, where the majority of your SMSs are going out, response time, distribution, depending on what type it is. You'll be able to see your optimal send times as well, and then your AI insights to see that along with your recent campaign. So once again, this communications tab is really going to just be a huge thing for you to track your communication in general and seeing where your efforts are going. Now, guys, there is a whole lot more that I could show you, but I wanted to limit this video to under about 25 minutes. We're going to be doing a webinar very soon. So I would encourage you all to, if you've watched the video to the very end, I would encourage you all to go to our website, really, and that's going to be leaf360.com. You can sign up for our waitlist. And once you sign up for the waitlist, you can choose the workspace that you're interested in. Now, we've obviously talked about the Loan Officer CRM, but we also have our recruiting, our wholesale, and there's a few more that we're going to be launching. So on the website at leaf360.com, you can go ahead and sign up for the waitlist. We will email you. We will contact you directly to let you know about the webinar and to get you early access. So if you do not sign up for the waitlist, you will not be getting early access and our discounted pricing. If you do sign up for the waitlist, you will get early access with our discounted pricing. So I hope you all enjoyed the video. I'm really, really excited to hopefully get each and every single one of you on board and utilizing the system as soon as possible. Thank you for your time. I hope you all have a wonderful day, and I'll see you soon at the webinar. Make sure to sign up for the waitlist. Take care.